Okay, so what you just told me, I just started recording. What you just told me, I think is absolutely gold. Did you just tell me that you only really focused on reverse mortgages in like 2015, and here we are in 2023, and you still have referral partners that are still sending you a couple of deals a year?
Yeah.
That's powerful, man.
Yeah. I don't see enough people going out. Um, you know what I mean? Like there's so many people in our industry that are dipping their toe in it, right? They dip their toe, and then rates get good on forwards, right? So they completely abandon and they go back to forwards. Um, and like I said, for 2 years, like I focused on nothing but reverse. Like that. That was like, nope, I'm the reverse guy. I joined a BNI group. Hey, I'm the reverse guy. There was a forward mortgage person in that group, and just established myself with those. Like I said, I have like 4 or 5 referral partners, state attorneys and financial advisors that are like, okay, Nathan's our, he's our reverse guy. And it just, yeah, it just lasted because I was able to keep up with it long and, keep up with the trends, keep up with the changes, did enough education to where I could still, provide value. Plus, I think our partners got a lot better, right? The reverse mortgage lenders, right? They got better at supporting us. And that made it easier for me. But once again, a lack of other options, right? There was no new person coming into in the last 8 years. Nobody new has come into their office and said, "Hey, I do reverse mortgages." So as long as that guy didn't show up, right, I was still their person. And I just think, now I'm kind of at the point, right, building out my branch. I got 4 loan officers now that can handle the forwards, and I can really, and that's why, I signed up for your course. That's why, that's why I'm here, because I want to, for a couple of reasons. They're my favorite clients to work with, like hands down, them and veterans, right? They're just the best. They have the best stories. They're just, I don't know, they're just better. They're more fun for me to work. I enjoy working with them more. My reverse clients have such great stories. So that's why I'm here, is because I know enough, but I know I don't know. I know I'm not where I need to be at it. And this is, it's one of those products that you can't dip your toe in. And so yeah, that's why I'm here.
Sweet. Thank you for being here. Before we move on from that, I just want to point out and maybe even do some math around it. Can you list out how many referral partners are still sending you at least one deal a year this many years later?
And Erica, Ryan, 5.
Okay, so at least 5 are sending you just one, or how many do you think
One
most
to
of
one
them?
to two.
So each year you're getting about 10 reverse mortgages just from 5 people.
Mhm.
So if you could replicate those 5 people into your goals, what's your goals for reverse mortgages? How many do you want to do a month, a year?
I'd like to do 50 a year.
50 a year. Okay. We're going to talk about structure because that's a big rat in the snake to swallow. Like how it gets, I don't remember the analogy. My dad used to say it right. I don't remember it. Uh, yeah, anyways, so that's a lot to swallow for one person. So that's going to be one thing that we talk about for your business, is building the structures so that you can support that many. But I love this. So if you really only just want 50 reverse mortgages in 1 year, and you've got 5 people on average sending you 12 to 24 reverse mortgages. Excuse me. Wait, did I mess that math up?
5 to 10.
5 to 10. Okay, thanks. 5 to 10. So this is kind of where Grant Cardone comes in. He's like 10x everything. And it kind of drives me nuts. But at the same time, when you actually map out the math, it really does work. And what you said was fire. And I love that we're all early adopters. I still think I'm an early adopter, right? I've been in this game for 10 years, exclusively reverse, 20 years mortgage. I still think we're at the precipice of where it's going. And so what you said was super cool, because that that financial planner that hasn't had another person walk into their office to say, "Hey, I do reverse mortgages," in the coming years they're going to. And Nathan, what are they going to say to them?
I mean, they're going to be top of mind essentially, right? Because they're the ones that are going in there. Um, what they're missing
Maybe.
now is, maybe they focus on it, or maybe they're here, or maybe, luckily, I will say, like, luckily the 5 that I have are mutually beneficial referral partners, right? They're also the people that I send my people to. So I've maintained those relationships by being reciprocating in what they give me. Those 5 I really wouldn't worry about, but it's that new planner, right? That, or the new financial advisor, that as they grow, these people are bringing new people into their office. The estate attorneys that I work with, both of them are growing. They both have associates now, and I'm not in front of them. Right. So that's where the new person that comes in is going to get that person. So for me, it comes back to, yeah, I need to get back in and into these offices. But I also, what you said earlier is very true. I am very genuine. I'm not that guy who calls my realtors on Monday to ask how they're doing, because the reality is I don't give a shit. Like, and I don't pretend to, right? I'm not like, and I don't want them to call me and say the same thing, because I know they don't care either. Like, I don't want that robotic recorder phone call. Oh, gotta call 50 people, right? I don't like that. So I like to go in with actual, like, hey, here's a new thing. Here's something that changed. Hey, I'm coming in because the reverse mortgage product has been updated. And that's one of the reasons I'm here, because I know it has been updated. Now when I go in, it's not as often as before. So I'm into, reverse vision every 1 to 3 weeks. I'm in there, whereas in forwards, I'm in there every single day, right? But reverse, I'm just not in it as much. And now, I just got notification, I think reverse vision is getting outdated, and we have a new LOS that's going to be coming into play. So yeah, I just, like I said, you can't dip your toe in this. You have to jump in, and that's why I'm here for this.
Heck yeah. So just one last question. Those 5, it sounds like you're giving value to what value you bring to them. And the truth here is that you, as a reverse mortgage expert, know stuff that they can't find anywhere else.
Mhm.
And so when you're looking at expanding your circle, you don't need to just, and I went through BNI too. So like, I'm going to get back to the finish of the story. Sorry, I'm so circular. I went to BNI too. And that whole thing is like, I'll give you a referral, but what are you going to give me? Are you going to give me a referral too? And like, I worked in that system forever. It is nice and mutually beneficial. However, your knowledge and your caring and your dedication is damn near impossible for them to find in the reverse industry. And so that they have you, and that you're going to them saying, hey, I'm your resource. I'm your guy. I'm going to do right by your clients. I'm not going to overcharge them. I'm going to answer all your questions, and I'll be there for you. Even when it's a client died and you've got to clean up the reverse mortgage and there's no money in it for me. And so when you're that is the value. You don't need to be sending them referrals. When you can stand in, and you have to, oh, that was cute. She's going to have to come back on at some point. When you
My
can
wife's
stand
dog.
in that and really truly emanate that yes, I am there for you, I am the expert, then you can have tons of financial planners and attorneys, and they don't care that you send the business somewhere else and not to them. And that's kind of just a confidence building thing, getting your head in it, seeing how it works, truly realizing that there are not that many of us out there. Everybody thinks, oh, everybody can do a reverse mortgage, but should they? And the clients can feel it when they can, but they shouldn't be doing it. The clients can feel that. They leave them. They come and find somebody like me, like you.
Nathan, I got cut off in the very beginning, but I hate the term script, but when you go into these financial planners, getting in the door, it's, right now I come from the real estate agent referral partner thing, which I don't have an issue with. I do classes for them on a weekly basis, but getting into these financial planners and explaining the value that you offer, what gets your foot in the door?
At the time, it was really the big thing in 2015 was FINRA had really changed their outlook on reverse mortgage. Not that they got positive about reverse mortgage, but they didn't explicitly prohibit financial advisors, because they used to. They literally used to tell financial advisors, you cannot talk about reverse mortgages. Like, You can't even say the word. You can't back your car up. That's how bad it, right? It was like you talk to financial advisors about it. They were just, get out of here. No. And in 2015, that was a big flip, which actually I'm finding out now, still to this day, financial advisors aren't aware of that. And it wasn't so much that FINRA endorsed reverse, but they stopped saying, hey, you can't talk about it. And the financial advisors were just starved for, you know, the knowledge. And the way that I got in with a lot of them was like, hey, you know, right now, where do you incorporate the mortgage into your client's overall financial picture? And, you know, 50% of them were like, we kind of, you know, we touch on it, but I don't really. Okay, great. Well, what if you could tell your client that's 50 years old, hey, in 12 years, you're not gonna have to make a mortgage payment anymore. And now what does that mean for the other funds that they have, right? For your client that's putting an extra $1,000 a month into their mortgage, have you talked to them about not doing that and putting those funds into your engine? So now they have a more diversified portfolio, because in 12 years, we're eliminating their mortgage. Or even if they're 40, hey, in 22 years, no more mortgage. Because we all know the reality for forwards is so many of these people are refinancing in their 50s, which means, and they're refinancing to 30-year mortgages, right? So they're going to have it for a long time. So that was really my foot in the door, is really like, hey, how do you incorporate the mortgage into their financial plan? And then I kind of slip in well, great. Well, I'm a mortgage advisor, so I'd love to, you know, talk to you a little bit more about this and advise your clients. But also, let me tell you about this other tool, which is the reverse mortgage product. And in the end, not that this was, you know, you hit them in their pocketbook. Hey, if you have a way for your clients to start giving you more money now, would you like to know how that works? And you're hitting them with their greed, but you're also giving them a tool that is very beneficial, because it's huge. If you're a 55-year-old who just did a refinance or is thinking about a refinance, and that financial advisor can say, hey, well, let's talk to my mortgage guy, because in 7 years you qualify for a reverse. So let's see if that's doable for you, if you should even refi, right? You know, it just adding that extra tool to their, you know, the extra arrow in their quiver, however you want to call it, is how I got into most of these. And most of them were referrals from referrals. So it's like, I got one, and then that's how I kind of got into the rest.
Very good.
Thanks for sharing. That was fire.
Well, I was going to say, Nathan, nice to meet you, by the way. And I'm sorry that I'm that guy. But how's everyone doing today? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Chris.
So financial advisors, I'm so aligned like you guys are with the standpoint of, you know, there isn't really like a lot of like, I guess, emotional connection with real estate and the realtors from that standpoint of, you know, it's more transactional based. And what I have been doing and talking about, to your points, and the way I'm kind of getting my foot in the door further, I mean, I'm utilizing the relationships I already have. And I'm so fired up and so passionate about it. And I think that aligns really well with the financial advisors. They're out trying to take care of their clients, and they have an emotional connection to that too, from a standpoint of looking out for their best interests. And so the opportunity that I've been going after recently is I've been calling it this, like, we're the sandwich generation. You know, I'm in my mid 40s, and you've got their parents that are, you know, aging out. They're in that reverse mortgage situation. They've got their own kids that are coming up. So the people that are the most advantageous right now are the people they want. They're looking for that 40, you know, that mid 40 person. And I feel like a lot of these clients or these financial advisors I work with they don't have a way to get to those clients, I guess, from that standpoint, at least from what I'm finding. And so it's like, Chris, what I'm getting, I've got all these people that are already coming to retirement. You know, that's the thing. It's like people wait till they get to that age, and that's when they start to get connected to them. And so I'm focusing on how can we together go out and target that age demographic of, like, guys my age, you know, that are going to be looking at this. And if, you know, the more that we can plan now and get more people involved with getting financial advice, the better, right? And so that's how we do it the right way. You know, I feel like right now they look at it as their last resort. And to your point, right, with the FINRA stuff, they've been really hands off on it. And so that's sort of the angle I'm taking, and it's gaining a little bit more interest. I want to know more. And plus I just believe in it so much, and that comes across. It's just being genuine, like you were saying. That's how I'm getting more appointments. But,
Heck yeah. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Chris. With
And
that, oh, sorry, Ernie, I'll let you go in just a sec.
just, yeah, go ahead.
The sandwich generation is its own market. So dive into that, and it's no different than what you're going to be doing anyways, because what happens when you network with specifically realtors are like the biggest one that do this, but financial planners, attorneys, everybody else you're going to network with does this too. When you educate them and say, hey, I want to help you in your business for your clients, they go, cool. And when they come to you, it's because their mom or dad needs a reverse mortgage or wants a reverse mortgage or they're ready. And I've done reverse mortgages for financial planners' parents. And that was the thing that turned that referral source into my referral source for the rest of my life.
That's huge. And that's where I've found all of not all of, but most of my referrals from real estate agents are for their family or somebody that they know, which is fine with me. And that's where, like you said, you do get the trust built, and you end up with a good referral partner. But being in the beginning of this, I need to stack referral partners. So it's and I've been getting some. I have a colleague that's over in Santa Barbara, and she's in a ton of these networking deals with estate attorneys, and she's just killing it networking, and she's been doing intros to me with some of these financial advisors and stuff over the internet. I've had a couple of Zoom calls with them, which but it's hard not to be able to just walk into their office. I can't just cruise over to Santa Barbara and have that face to face, but it's working. It's just it's a little slow for me. I'm a handshake guy and that sort of thing. So walking in and a lot of, as far as the way I do business is, I can be imposing. So when they see me and then they figure out I'm not going to squash them, then there's a little more of a relief factor there, and then they can see it in your eyes that they can trust you and that sort of thing. So I'm trying to get to where, I've got the people around me, and then, try to translate that over the internet, which, it's going to be a little more difficult, but we'll see how it goes.
All right. Couple of things. I want to reprogram you if you're cool with that, Ernie.
Absolutely.
Okay. One thing I caught you say was that something to the effect of, when you walk into the office, you feel like you're in imposition. Can you flesh that out a little bit? I think this is where you're getting stuck.
There's actually, that's a semantics thing. When I say imposing, and when I just said that, it was being an imposing figure, not, scary. But on the other side of that coin, being an imposition is the problem. And that's that is the fence that I'm trying to get over, or the wall that I'm trying to break down. So it's funny that you caught that. What I meant was the opposite, but the actual problem is the actual imposition, taking up their time, or, why are you here bothering me type of thing.
Yeah.
That's the wall that I'd like to break down.
Cool. I'm so here for this. Okay. So the way our tapes and our brains work, if this, then that. And at some point in your life, you have agreed, and if you can think back and say, when did I decide this? You have agreed that you coming into somebody else's office is an imposition for them. And likely you also feel that when somebody just drops by in your office, it's an imposition to you. And if that is true for you, then you will emanate that energy when you walk into their office, whether it's, slumped shoulders or just kind of looking down, or just being like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm here. And so when you're doing that, and I thank you for letting me coach you on this, because this is vulnerable, hard stuff here. And I know it myself. You guys are going to see a lot more from me on that stuff. So at some point you agree to that. But the truth is, that is just a mental model, and it's not the truth. Because when I look at you, Ernie, I imagine you're probably like 6'4" or something. Is that kind of accurate?
6'1", close
6'1",
enough.
okay. So to me, that feels really, really safe. As somebody a big gentleman who keeps his energy in a really calm manner, to me feels very, very safe. And so if you walked into my office, I would actually be drawn towards you and I'd be like, oh, nothing's going to go wrong today because this guy's here. And so, and that's just my mental map, right? Somebody else is going to say, well, you know, my dad was this way and that makes me feel this way because of it. So if you want to break through this, we just have to reprogram that mental thought. And so what I'd like you guys to do, if you can all participate, this is kind of a transformative experience to make you better reverse loan officers. Close your eyes and think of the one thing that's holding you back. If I could take something out of your brain right now and it would make you more unstoppable, I want you to close your eyes and think about what that is. What will make me more unstoppable? What block can I remove that will make me more unstoppable so I can hit my goals of 50 reverse mortgages in this next year, of just 1 reverse mortgage a month, of 4 reverse mortgages in the next quarter, whatever that is for you. Focus on the block. Now think of your body and where you feel that. You can feel an energy. Some of you are going to have to tune in real hard and some of you may not be able to do this yet, and that's okay. Now I want you to pull with your hands wherever you feel that energy. Sometimes for me, it's like at my neck. Sometimes it's at my shoulder. Sometimes it's my lower back. One time it was at my ankle. Wherever that is, I want you to imagine yourself and really use your hand. Like when it's my stomach, I'm like using my hand and pulling this energy out. I want you to pull this thing out. Is it orange? Is it spiky? Is it brown and mushy? Whatever that is for you, you can feel it. Give it a description in your mind. See it. And when I count down from 3, 2, 1, you're going to remove that from your body, pull it all the way out with as much force you need to get it all the way out. Some of these things have deep roots. Sometimes you got to pull with both hands. When I count down from 3, 2, 1, you're going to pull that out of your body, and that's no longer going to be a block for you. You ready? Focus on what it feels like. Grab it, wrap your hands around it with as much ferocity as you need to get this thing out of your way. 3, 2, 1. And let it go. Okay, now, can you feel what it felt like to have that thing, you know, an hour ago? Do you still feel it in you?
It's different. It's funny because mine is more like a wet blanket, so to pull that off and to feel like, it's that whole sticky, just, it's doubt, and it's it really is just doubt, and wanting to get past that to where when I walk in, this is what I have and this is why it matters. And, to be confident in that. I'm confident inside of myself, but getting it across that's been that's the block. So
that was your past block.
Yes.
You've just removed a lot and maybe all of it. I believe you removed all of it.
Absolutely.
Might take a minute for your body to adjust to feel it. When you go to the chiropractor, they fix your spine and then the muscles are kind of still off.
Yeah.
Some of that, you just got to work through it. All right. Super weird and woo-woo, but it's been life-changing for me. And I want to share that with you guys. Now that's not the only piece of the puzzle, but you can do that on your own with whatever you come against next. Right. So one of the things for me, the biggest thing for me was I've been hiding who I really am. I have this dichotomy in my personality. I'm this reverse mortgage person. I need to only be that. And then I have all these other parts of my life and I need to just be that. And so I actually have 2 Facebooks. I'm going to merge them soon. You're going to see that. But When I realized that was the block that was holding me back, it felt like a fisherman's net that was zipped up my whole body as tight as it possibly could be over my entire body. And when I had to pull this thing out, I was just kept pulling and pulling and pulling. I was like, is this ever going to end? And when I actually finally got it out, I'm different. And I'm not letting that stuff hiding. I'm not letting hiding stand in my way anymore.
I like that.
Ernie, I was gonna, another thing, this is more on the sales front, but when I first got into sales, and it's like 25, 26 years ago, one of my mentors had this great comment, right? When you're selling a product or you're selling something, whatever it is, right? He always told us, when you're in sales, don't shop with your own wallet. Right. And it translates to a whole bunch of other things, right? Basically what it says is like, just because you can't afford what you're selling, or just because you may not have the finances to make the moves that these people are making, you got to leave your wallet at home. You got to remember you're shopping with your client's wallet. Right. And in a sense, it kind of also goes to like going into offices. And I used to hate that stuff, because I'm just saying what Christina said is like spot on. If someone shows up to my door and knocks, I work from home, so it's a little weirder, but if I worked in an office, I would feel the same way. When unsolicited or unscheduled people showed up, I was always like, get out of my office. Right. But because they didn't plan it. I thought it was rude, whatever. But at the same time, that's not how everybody feels. Right. And so often we project how we feel about a certain thing, like, oh, everybody feels this way. Well, just like, our weirdness, there's a ton of people that feel the same way about how they like the weird things we like. There's a lot of people who just don't understand it, or don't get it, or they don't care. There's genuinely people out there that actually love the interruption. Right. They love, I don't know how many times, like, you show up to a real estate office, there's 60 people in the office. One of those realtors is looking for an excuse to stop working, and you just give it to them. Right. Someone in there is like, what? Oh, yeah, this can wait. I'm going to go distract myself with this guy over here. And as annoying as whatever as that is to us, there's people out there that are like, they're waiting for it. They're like, God, can someone please come by? So I always I took that analogy, always said, it's like, don't shop with your own wallet when you're dealing with a client, because it's their wallet that's spending the money. And just like it kind of that, just, hey, don't put your hang-ups or your expectations on everybody else, because there's a great book called Who Not How that now I'm kind of spinning off, but it really relates to this, where Who Not How talks about, instead of figuring out how to do something, go find someone who loves doing that thing. Right. There's so much stuff out there that like, hey, I need someone to run errands for me. There's a person out there that's their job. Like, and it's like a 6-figure job, right? They're like, they have a whole company of people that like, you need dry cleaning picked up? Cool, we do that. You need this done, you need that done. There's a whole industry of people. And so the whole thought was kind of along the same lines of like, hey, instead of figuring out, like banging your head together, like, how do I do this? How do I do this? Maybe partner with somebody who's really good at it. And be like, hey, I'm like kind of what Christina said, right? Like, hey, I'm really good at this part, but like, I'm going to get so busy that I need someone doing this back end. Maybe go find the person who loves that back end. My LOA is that person, right? She was a loan officer for 8 years. She hates originating loans. God, she hates it. The last thing she ever wants to do is go hobnob with anyone, any referral partner at all. Talking to clients, structuring loans, she loves that shit. I don't get it. Like, whoa. So I threw a whole lot of money at her. I said, come work with me because you like that. I like this. We're a perfect match. But yeah, that Who Not How book was a game changer for me.
That's a great, well, I was going to say too, like, this is the one segment of our industry that like our competition is on our side, right? We're not necessarily competing with each other. And so I'm trying to set up an event with a guy that's been doing it for 10 years. I just happen to know the guy, and that's how he's kind of got me fired up to do it. But I'm like, hey, can we do a joint like bingo night at the bar, and just, I don't care who comes, just get as many people aware of it. And the amount of tidbits. So I've set up like a monthly, I buy him drinks once a month, and he just fires me up. And so that's what's really cool about this community. It's what's the stat, Christina? It's like 4% of people that qualify for this take advantage of it. And obviously we got the 70 million, baby boomers that are there too. But it's really like everybody that I've talked to that does reverse mortgage is like, I'm all in, and what a way to kind of get their tricks and trade. But you also can hear that, you're there to help them too. I mean, like they're stuck in their ways, and like, it's we can help each other, I guess, from that standpoint. And what an easy way to kind of build in a network. And then you've already got their established, network of people. They kind of have their game plan. I'm like, hey, I'm bringing a bunch of people along. We work together, and that's, I mean, to me, it's invigorating. It's like, okay, he's already done all the hard work. I'll just kind of jump on and we can do this together. So anyway.
So I love that, Chris. You just made me fess up about something. And I realized I've been holding back with you guys and everybody really, because I was thinking small. I was kind of stuck in lack and scarcity. And so I was trying to hold this one secret for my business that I wasn't going to give all the people I coach. And I'm not doing that anymore. Everything I do, I'm giving straight to you guys in the highest form I can. I want me to be my best. I want you guys to be your best. I want us to be the reverse mortgage superheroes that turn that 4% market penetration into a 14% market penetration in 2024. And then a 20% market penetration in 2025. And I can't do that if I'm holding back on you guys. So here's some secret sauce. How do you guys all know me?
We went to Facebook together.
Yep.
All right, but why did we link up on Facebook? What commonality do we have?
Brokers.
We're all loan officers. Loan officers are one of the absolute best referral sources.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my model has always been, I'll teach you because I like teaching. But the truth is, and the secret sauce is, 95% of those loan officers never actually learn from me. And not because I'm not teaching everything I can. Well, maybe I was hiding there. So maybe that'll change. But I wasn't not teaching them how to do reverse mortgages. But it's a lot of work. And there's some dedication required. And there's some focus required. And just like Nathan said earlier, loan officers, a lot of them, rates are down. Oh, rates are back up. Oh, I guess I'll do a couple of reverse. And reverse is too complex. That'd be like, to me, it sort of feels like Atlas holding the world and then just sometimes dropping it and being like, oh, just kidding. I'm going to go play for a little bit. And then coming back and trying to pick this thing off the ground. And now he's lost his momentum and now he's got to pull it back up. And like Atlas can probably get that thing back up on his shoulders, right? But do you think he's going to wear out after 20 years of every other year flipping and flopping? I mean, he's a god, so like, who knows? But to me, it seems like if I were doing that, I would wear the heck out. And I think I was when I was doing forward and reverse. And so that's why I slowly started to just focus on, where do I want to be? Where are the clients I actually enjoy working with? Where can I make more money and get my nights and weekends back to myself so I could maybe find a husband in this world? I was single and workaholic, and I know you guys have been there, whether you're single or not single, and you're just working so hard, you're not paying attention to the other parts of your life and the people that matter the most. And the reason that we'll all state, oh, that's why I work so hard. That's my number one priority. But if we actually did an accounting of your time spent, and I based your time spent telling me what your number one priority was, what your number two priority was, or where your money goes, or where your focus is, or the feedback that you listen to, if that's all coming from work, well, then your family's not number one. Your social, it's not your number one. And so that really hit me a long time ago, was that it was because some guy, luckily I have a lot of like dude qualities. So when I go on dates, like dudes mirror back to me things and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. So luckily I've been on a million freaking dates. And this one guy said to me, he's like, you're so good at what you do. And like, I don't want to get in the way of that. It doesn't seem like you have enough energy and focus. He said it in different words, of course. I was like 20 some, but he's like, it doesn't seem like you have enough energy and focus to like have a relationship with me. And this guy was hot and he was huge and he was buff. And like, it was just like, it was a hot guy telling me this. And I was like, but like, you're the kind of guy I want to be in a relationship with. Like, and I'm pretty, like, what? I don't get it. And it was because my priority was very clear to him. And it was not him on the first 5 priorities. I wanted to go surfing more than I wanted to hang out with him. I wanted to go to the gym more than I wanted to hang out with him. I put work absolute number 1, but then I also put the rest of my family as number 1, which showed him that if he was coming into this arena with me, he was going to have to sit in number 6 spot. And that guy said, no, my standards are higher. And that taught me something. And then when I met my husband, you know, he was cool sitting in like number 3 spot. And I'm trying to work that up. I'm trying to get him into the number 1 spot. And my kiddos too. My baby screams every time I leave them, both of them. And I realize it's kind of being mirrored back to me, like they want more of me. So how can I give my family more of me? How can I, and this too, I'm going through it as well. I'm trying to consolidate my coaching business. How can I do this, make $20,000 next month and have nights and weekends off? Stop working at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever that is. If you put your mind to work on that open-ended, how can I question, go to sleep. And the next morning, you're going to have one piece of the puzzle, and then implement that one piece. And that's going to show you what the next how can I question is, because I can't possibly work less. My clients need me. I'm not going to have enough money if I possibly work less. Well, yeah, it's kind of the script, right? That's the tape that's running. So how do we break it? Well, how can I? And then let yourself your unconscious do that work, so that your conscious mind, who is really not as strong as your unconscious runs everything, put it to them. So then the next morning, your conscious mind can grab it and run with it. You probably heard those people who like keep a notepad next to their night or on their nightstand in the middle of the night for ideas. That's one of the reasons, because upon waking up, your conscious and your subconscious pass each other and they can communicate real quick. And some people stay in that state all the time. I don't, but it's really loud when you're first waking up. So any ideas that you have when you're first waking up, make sure you capture them and that day act on them, because you're proving to yourself, hey, I'm going to listen to the best thing for me. I'm going to consciously choose to walk through the fear or anxiety or anger, whatever it causes me. I'm going to walk through that and I'm going to have this amazing outcome because I did. And I'm going to be proving to myself I can do hard things the entire time. So now I'm not afraid of doing hard things. All right. That was a lot for me. What reverse mortgage stuff? Just other stuff you guys want to talk about?
That's well, just putting out there, yesterday I had a 45-minute call with Ryan over there at reverse CRM people you told me about.
Reverse focus. Yeah.
And
thanks, Nathan.
That's going to be my, that was the first thing I'm letting go of is, okay, what can I do to be working when I'm not working? And that's it. And that was, so I'm going to go ahead with them. I'm going to let them build my website. I'm going to pay for the SEO and the rest of that. The first thing that'll do is get me top of mind in this area when people Google. And, so that's going to help me with, not having enough time to market like I'd like to. So this morning I had a meeting, NMLS meeting with all the realtors, and ran into one of the 4 of our reverse people in town. And we sat there and had a conversation. One was actually up at the podium speaking when I walked in, and the other one was kind of rolling her eyes, like, because there's 2 different types of people. She's got that just, I don't want to say, lack of a better term, but kind of slimy. So, but the other one, we sat in the parking lot and talked, and she invited me to a kind of a mastermind that she puts on every Tuesday with a whole bunch of different reverse people. And, we had that conversation. There's thousands of people in this town that need a reverse, and we can't do all of them. So there's no reason to be looking at each other as competition when, we can help each other. So that was enlightening. I liked where Chris was going with that. So
well, and Ernie, I was going to say too, like, coworkers, like Christina hit the nail on the head. Nobody I've tried this 4 times and I'm all in at this time. And I'm so passionate about it, but like, I've gotten 3 leads from people who just don't want to do it, right? I'm getting my license in California because I know that's a different topic for a different time, but I get on there and ask me, I put my business plan together. This is a pillar of my business. And so I got invited to give a presentation to their networking group. And guess what? They always need a speaker. It makes them look like a stud, So they already have like an attorney and a financial advisor and a realtor, and here I am non-threatening, just coming in and, in my opinion, I probably blew it, but their opinion, I was the best, and just my personality. I always started off, I'm like, hey, I'm really excited and passionate about this. So you can ask questions and we can come back around and I'll email you stuff out. But this is kind of what I just speak from the heart and just that in general. And you already have a huge database, by the way, like your CRM. I mean, I just, before we got on this call, but as part of I was solving a problem and I was like, oh, I've got to jump on this reverse call. So every single person I talk to every single day hears about the fact that I do reverse mortgage. And it's like, if just that alone is crushing it for me. Like everyone wants to talk to me. And I'm like, and I believe in it so much. And I'm fearless from the standpoint. I'm like, hey, I don't know everything, but I know that this is amazing. And they want, and it's attractive. People come and they want more. So anyway.
Christina, I'm finding, I'm getting a lot of people that are coming to me with kind of checkups and looking at, different statements. And I have an appointment tomorrow with one. I just had a call from a gal just before we got on the call about maybe doing her mom's got one, but her mom is got dementia. She lives with her and, she's asking if they could maybe do a Hickham to Hickham and set up a line of credit or something to help with in-home care, that sort of thing. She's got power of attorney and all that, but there's so many of these nuances that I don't want to screw up. And that's that's one of the things that I'm looking at this point. So.
Well, bring the details onto this call and let's talk about it because that's why you're here.
Right.
So those are a lot of details and nuances. Where are you in the process and how can I support you best for this next step?
Right now it was just literally she called me right before the call. So we've got time on this one. So I'll bring it to the call next week and kind of get some more information but trying to figure out as the power of attorney, can she do a Hickham to Hickham and the different things like that. So it's really just maybe going through the scenario next week and seeing where it can go and what's possible and that sort of thing. So that would be helpful.
Where are you in the courses? Because there is one module that goes over power of attorney specifics. Got you.
In the courses, I haven't hit that yet. I was coming up on this morning. I started with I was trying to get it done before I got here. The financial assessment and compensating factors, all that segment. So
financial assessment. Okay, cool. Let me go into the course really quick and I'll show you on my screen. I just can't think of what it's called. I'm kind of a kinesthetic person. My conscious mind doesn't think of things until I do the motions with my hands. Give me just a sec. I want to find that module and tell you just to go straight to it. Because there's not in this course, the mastery course, right. It's not necessarily linear. I did map out the hardest stuff at the end, but it's not like you can't take some of the not hard stuff and do it earlier. I mean, invert the order. Sorry, okay. All right. Let's see. What is it? I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Okay.
I'm just in the back end and I want you guys to see what I'm seeing. Okay. So this is the back end of the course, right? This is how I build things. So we've got bonus content not done yet. The Lisa Tisa understand this one. Yeah, that's the one you're going to want to use. The details for this one we'll get into next time, but the 2 modules that'll be the most beneficial for you to get this is understanding the details of the harder loans, which you wouldn't have gotten to for some time. So I'm glad we're doing this. So just jump straight to that one.
Okay,
And then secondarily, if you have extra time, the how and when to use compensating factors.
gotcha.
If you've got a really tough one you're about to bring, having some of this knowledge as the foundation will either eliminate all the questions, or you're going to get really laser focused on what the detail is that's the problem, and we're going to fix it.
Gotcha. Okay,
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks for
that'll help.
sharing that.
absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, I'm already over my commitment to stay on time, so I apologize.
That's my
Um,
fault.
I just get excited. It's cool hanging out with you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really good stuff today.
Oh, it's
Thank
phenomenal. I'm so glad we found you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
that's
you. I'm
good.
glad you guys did
I would
too.
love to, I'd love to see that because I've got something coming up on that too. So this is perfect.
Cool. Perfect. All right. Well, then I will see you guys next week. And if you want to join tomorrow's call, you're free to, but no, you're getting the highest level stuff here. That's just
Absolutely.
much more basic.
Yeah, well, the other stuff is osmosis. It's always good to just keep rehearing the different things. So it's it just shores up what we're doing. So I
Mhm.
appreciate that.
All right, cool. Well, I will see you guys later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Make it a great week. Thank you.